As again, no early aggression, no early sunders, unfortunately. All pretty basic builds that we've seen pretty much all day at this point. The real question, are we going to see the solo laners go pop one another just for one good little pop on each other, or are they going to be civil? It doesn't look like they're going to be civil. They're going to pop one another. As I was really confused there for a second because I saw HP bars going down, but we're on structure damage on the stat. I was like, how did that happen? As Apollo Sobek, I think we've seen this combination set up a couple times today. Very, very strong setup, very, very good clear. Zen and Rama, I think, should have somewhat relatable clear, I would say. As Sobek hits level 2 at a great time, they might be able to get this Zentian done. No, nice little play out of the Rama player, making sure that his teammate doesn't get picked right there. That's 100% an ADC that understands, like, hey, I can eat a couple shots to the back. I need to make sure my dude stays up. As now Apollo actually getting kind of wasted down there a little bit, kind of a little bit lower HP than I would have thought he should be getting. As they do need to be careful, Sobek Pluck could still spell disaster for him. As Rama, they don't care. They just rolled into Apollo, looking for a little bit of early aggression. Sobek's gonna pluck, and Rama's gonna bop the beads. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky, because now Sobek just needs to regain a little bit of HP, and he knows that the next pluck he's gonna hit is going to be guaranteed to send him flying. So now Rama gotta respect it a little bit, and he's gonna get your mid-roll. Is he gonna be able to get it? I don't think so. He's not level 3 yet, so not feel it. And Rama's gonna be getting away. Another setup pluck like that should lead to a death. After you hit level 3 with Sobek, that nice knock-up with a little bit of damage, they should be able to press this lane hard enough to keep them inside the tower. As Kobe has no HP. On the other side, Kobe is currently being pushed in by Kucholin. And apparently Kobe emoting, getting to the mental games. I appreciate that. If there's anyone that emotes laughs on, if there's any support out there that emotes laughs on kills they had nothing to do with, it would be me. I make sure that the enemy teams know they should attack me, not my friends. That's how I play support. All about the mental games. As I don't know if Odin was actually close enough to get that experience credit for the mana buff. However, now Raman's then doing the smart thing, given the respect where it's due, that Sobek pluck would end in a kill at this point. Especially if Apollo was able to hit the stun after the pluck. So everyone's going to be pretty calm. A little bit slower game now where everything's going to slow down. Sada's honestly shown a lot of different playstyles throughout the entire tournament thus far. They've shown a really aggressive playstyle. They've shown hey, we'll just out farm you outright. We will kill more jungles. We will clear more mobs. We will starve you with farm kind of game style. And they've also had games where it's like, hey, I will just outright out farm. I'll go after you. We'll chase you down. We'll kill you. I'll dive through a tier 2 tower to try to kill you at your Phoenix and get destroyed kind of game style. So it's kind of interesting to see how they approach every single game. Especially this game, as I would have thought that with the Sobek, they would still be plucking, even though it wasn't going to be immediately successful, just to keep them in the back of their tower, almost. And almost as if that they're wanting to let them out of the tower because they want them to push up far enough so they can get the kill. As Kobe getting the Tiki. Finrare posted up. So is Zen. Is this going to be a nice little gank? Is there any vision over there to prove otherwise? Nice stun. Big. I believe he must have hit the immunity frame at the perfect time. However, is Controlling going to manage to get a kill over here on Finra? Finra managed to get a jump. He's going to get over the wall. Is Controlling still going to die? And yes, Kobe's going to clean up the kill. However, Susano's going to be coming in. Susano knows where right Finra is, and Susano will clean up Finra. Now, Susano going to be on Zen. Zen doesn't really have anything he can touch him with. Sobek pushed up as well. Now, the mana buff is under a little bit of distress. Odin's going to wisely say, hey, you know what? Sobek can have my mana buff. I'm going to continue doing what I can do best, and I have a kill. I can just sit in lane and do my thing now. As Odin. And what is going on here? Hebo just narrowly missing the kill onto Aphrodite with a knock up into the tower, into his water spout. And Apollo coming in from across the map with an ult. Now, Finra turning around. He's going to get the clean up kill on Sobek somewhere else. We see a Zintian ult coming out now as Apollo doesn't have anywhere to get away. And this is some very interesting fights that are being taken from both sides here. And I gotta say, I think Seda might be getting the best of it just because they're the ones that are farming the best out of it. And that is just unfortunate as Seda, Susano, Light Tunnel is going to go ahead and just full send an ult and clean up Fenrir for the second time in a very brief amount of time. Deaths are okay if you can space them out a little bit and get the farm between them, not allow it to get you too far down. But 2 deaths in quick succession can kind of make you struggle a little bit more. It makes the things will hurt a lot worse. As it looks like Control's stealing back Harpies over by speed buff. And Odin's going to go ahead and send him, push a wave into the tower and go on back to buy. As he just narrowly missed a Controlling that was on a rampage. As now, Sobek playing pretty forward in the jungle here. Not a good sign when you see the other team's support is the same level as your jungle. However, could be said for both of them as both Zintian and Sobek just hit level 6. Odin having a little bit of a duke out, might just try to jump on out of there and count his blessings. However, might be that he jumped in. Might not have known that there was 4 people there, that he shouldn't be playing games. So Odin gonna get out of harm's way. Hebo here has a lot of damage potential if used correctly. Sano, however, gonna come in. Hebo gonna use his ult to get on out. Hebo's gotta get out back to the tier 2. There's nothing he can do now. So Sobek with a nice pluck on Odin. Odin's still tanky though, not very easy to get killed. Odin gonna fall here. Finner looking to see if maybe there's something to clean up. And there's not. However, the Afro is gonna come in with a nice stun and a nice pluck. And that's gonna be another kill on the side of Seda Gaming. Player damage looking kind of fierce right now as Kuchola, Susano, and Apollo take the top 3 spots. That Sobek might not be up there on the damage chart right now, but I guarantee you without that Sobek, they are missing 3 kills right now as those plucks are coming in at perfect timings and are just being just annoying enough to make this other team not able to deal with it. Because now things are going to slow a little bit back down. This is kind of the Seda special in a way. They'll go with super bursty, and then just slow it on down. Let's focus on an objective or 2. Let's force things that the other team doesn't want to do. And then they'll get aggressive again. Gold Fury up. I really would wonder if we see some waves get cleared here, and then they'll go force a fight over there. Ward coverage looking okay on the side of Seda Gaming and for Ikea. There just seems like Seda's more looking at wards in the solo jungle, and Ikea's looking at wards in the duo jungle. Fender gonna fall to Susano. Sobek's not looking very healthy. He's gonna fall. Afro Susano combo gonna go out, and Susano's not wanting to dive. An even trade, 1-1. However, it was a support for a jungle, so at the end of the day, we got to give a little bit more credit over to Seda Gaming. You can sacrifice that support a couple times, as I don't know if this is going to be enough And I don't, it's Afro not hitting the kiss onto Sasano. Maybe a little bit of heal there triggers them to dive a little bit harder, but not quite enough. As that Apollo just barely missing. Couple of very, very near misses going on right now. As Fenrir, he smells it, he sees it. I don't know if he's high enough level to go for it though. He's gonna be keep on chasing here. Apollo, not really sure where he's coming from. However, Sobek and Afro, both of them, they know what's going on. They're gonna go and say, hey, get on out of this jungle, bud. As Fenrir, he's gonna try to secure that damage buff, does. However, I thought you might have seen a little bit more engagement coming out of them. However, Apollo, he's gonna be over here in this duo lane. He's gonna say, hey, I hope you enjoy your tower because I'm not gonna let you leave it. Now, Apollo peeking over here, seeing what's going on at the gold field. Gonna come back out with a nice little dash and he's gonna stun, gonna go for that kill on Rama, but not quite enough poke damage. Actually pretty even for being two levels ahead, but not enough to get done. And this is what I was saying. Seda love this setup. They love to say, hey, we're gonna go for this gold fury. I hope you guys come and try to fight me for it. And they are literally just gonna sit on it the whole time. A plucking this into the end, he's gonna jump away. Rama up with his ult. Very nice juggle out of State of Gaming so they can just secure the Gold Fury and make him waste the Rama ult. Very nice setup there out of State of Gaming. Very nice timing just to say, hey, we're going to step out of it real quick. We're going to let you shoot. We're not going to let you get the steal on us. We're just going to let you waste this ult real quick. As now, Fenrir going to go ahead and snatch up Sasano. Going to say, hey, I'm tired of you sending tornadoes and doing killing stuff. So we're going to kill you right here. So far, roughly a 5k gold lead. Roughly, I should say about a 4.5k gold lead in favor of Seda Gaming. The issue with that is we saw in the last series that Seda can hold on to a 4.5k gold lead for a while, and then all of a sudden you look up and it's a 12k. Big emphasis for Ikea to focus on farm, focus on getting the gold, focus on your jungle, focus on the other team's jungle, and make sure that you're contesting objectives in any way you can so they can't have anything for free. As Sobek gonna come in, nice bait on the pluck from Hebo, making sure that he's not getting into too much harm's way. The carpet from Hebo, a very nice way to use that dodge and keep that increased movement speed. As now, we're approaching the 12.5-minute mark. We're looking at a 6-4 kill lead towards Seda Gaming. As now, it looks like they're going to start moving over here towards the solo lane. They're going to go looking for Kobe. They want to see what's going on here. Kobe, very good use of his ult, but Sobek with the awesome pluck right out of the jump. I don't even think Odin managed to hit the ground yet before he got tossed on back. And Fenrir, Lamp is going to fall. Very good team synergy out of Seda Gaming thus far and how well they are playing together. They know exactly what each other are going to do before they do it half the time. And Control's literally bullying Hebo into their own Phoenix. As now it looks as if they're on the big fire giant. They don't even care for Pyro at the 13-minute mark. They're like, yeah, we got enough. We can just go straight for fire giant. We got an Afro. She'll pocket heal us the whole time. The other team's not going to come do anything. They're too spread out. We're going to get this early fire giant and we're going to start wreaking some havoc. As I typically would say, I want to see them push the tower right away after getting that. It might be a smarter decision to go ahead and back and reset your health and mana before going for anything too crazy. Not to mention the gold difference has got to be pretty insane. As now, looking up, gold difference right now is creeping into, what is it? Close to the 6.5k range. Like I said, it was 3.5k, now it's 6.5k. They're going to do a couple more objectives and get a couple more kills, and this is going to get to be a really bad roller coaster for Ikea. As now, a little bit of a reset. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. Ikea should just focus on farming their farming back, not trying to take any kind of big engagement here. They definitely can't handle a 6k deficit right now, not to mention a 6k deficit into a fire giant. So you got to be kind of selective with how you're going to fight here and try to see if you can get yourself a pick. As Apollo's going to roll into Rama, not quite in trouble just yet, playing a very good game. Rama with a nice moves to try to keep himself with those dodges, keeping away from those autos. However, over here it's going to be a big Zentian ult into the Phoenix. Zentian, however, still going to fall. Now let's see who else is going to be falling low. Anybody else in danger? Hebo not looking healthy, but it looks easy to get back to the Titan. They need to be careful here. Finner gonna clean up the kill on Susano. That's a nice pickup for him. Rama gonna go up and put out some damage. Sobek looking a little bit low now. Seda Gaming need to be really careful here. If they give up too many kills, they could equally lose. They could lose a lot of this lead really, really quickly. Odin now, he's jumping in. He's 3 levels behind his counterpart. Finner getting plucked in. He's not looking healthy. Afro looks like she was going to go try to get the cleanup, but it's Rama with a nice team play to make sure they cut that off. Rama now, nice kill onto Afro. See if they can get these last 2. Played very conservatively. You guys should be able to. However, Control is just going to push into the tower, into the Phoenix, and he's going to get the kill. That's 2 Phoenixes down. Finner went for the kill on Apollo, but he's far too behind for that. Apollo able to sustain himself up too easily. That's 2 Phoenixes for what? 2 Phoenixes, 2 kills for 2 kills. I gotta say, we're looking further and further. And now, as I said before, we're looking at a 12k gold deficit and a 12k experience deficit. What are the levels looking like? Odin down by a lot to Controlin. Finner down by a lot to Susano. Hebo only down by 2 kills, I guess, to the Aphrodite, but the Aphrodite is not their damage doer. That she's the utility member. Zentian down by a level. Rama down by a lot. They are looking to be in a really, really rough spot. They have to sit back and farm. They have to try to get themselves caught up somewhere on this map, and they have to try to maybe get a good pick or 2 before trying to take any full-on team fights, which is probably easier said than done, looking at they have 2 Phoenixes down at the 17-minute mark. As Finmer, he sees the Susano. He really wants the kill. I just don't think it's worth. I think it would have been far more worth to try to just get the farm there in the middle, clean up the wave, keep on moving. Keep the game on moving in favor of Seda. Odin not in a good position here as he's getting converged on here really quickly. Sobek's not going to allow him to get away very easily as he has a sweet little blink to get on away. As Hebo will fall to Susano. Susano going to knock Zentian up. Zentian's going back for a ride. Zen might be able to jump out of the harm's way, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get away from Sobek. Wisely said, hey, I don't want to eat this Titan damage to the face. We're going to come back over here. However, Kobe's going to get cleaned up by Susano, and I think this is going to be the beginning of the end right here. Actually, the beginning of the end was far, far, far ago, and now all they have to do is finish up this Titan. I don't think that they have enough damage to stop it, and I don't think they have enough tankiness to stop it, as the Titan is falling below a quarter HP, and that will be game 1 in favor of Seda Gaming. And here we go. Ikea, tournament lives on the line. Without this, if they lose here, they get second. Win here, we go to game 3. You know what I say? We might as well just go to the game 3. We might as well push this onto an 11-hour stream. We might as well have a good time as we have the Achilles jungle out of Ikea. Achilles, a very, very strong god, went ahead, and I feel like he's a very much a feast or famine, right? Like he's either ahead and doing really well, or he's behind and not doing well at all. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets out on the right foot, especially up against the Ratatasker. as my caster's trying to get a good look at the parrot. Look. The parrot has this shield on it. Watch. Look at the parrot's hat. The parrot has a hat. And see, he doesn't have the hat anymore. I told you guys, the attention to detail of that skin is impeccable. Oh, Sobek just about committing too hard. Just about committing too hard there, getting himself eaten a tower shot, maybe. As Cupid and Sobek will push them into tower. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised we didn't see a Sobek ban come out of them. I think maybe swapping out the set and maybe banning the Sobek away would have been more beneficial. Just based off how much trouble you had with the Sobek. But Achilles can get himself in a little bit of trouble if he's not careful. What a blink to get out of that bad situation. He's not out of the fire just yet, but what a way to twist that one around. I thought for sure he was going to get himself caught in a bad situation, but as a sustainability at a hell will really force some players from Ikea to build a little bit of anti-heal early on, I would say. Kucholin has that little bit of a anti-heal built in. However, if he's not around, I don't think that you're gonna see that benefit from him unless you're gonna have him start early rotating. Wait a minute, Kucholin's on the same side as hell. In other words, they need early anti-heal, and what I said still stands, I think. As Achilles. Meeting with Ratatasker pretty even out there. Rat trying to see if maybe there's an opportunity at a gank. As Mulan, we've seen Mulan a couple times now out of Kobe, and Kobe's had a very, very strong presence with Mulan. I will give Kobe that. His last game with Odin, he struggled a little bit, but if we're being honest on that same note, everyone kind of struggled to a certain extent. So it's nice to see back on that Mulan. That Mulan was kind of a nice little pocket pick, honestly, for him in 2 other previous series. As right now we see Mulan top damage. Obviously, we're always going to be seeing those that solo lane popping off top damage early on. But on the interesting note, we've seen Apollo with a lot of damage over here as well. Apollo's actually 2nd damage with a lot of poke damage while being in his tower. As in normal Seda gaming fashion, we're going to slow it down a little. Kind of hang out, feel everything out for the moment. And I've just been informed that Hela has done absolutely no player damage so far in the game. And at the 4-minute mark, that is kind of impressive, actually. However, against the Persephone, I guess that makes more sense. It makes sense because Persephone can pretty much keep like extreme distance between her and her target. And since Hell's already kind of a medium-range character to begin with, as Apollo's going to go down, Apollo having a lot of damage, but apparently not having a whole lot of time, very good time staying alive. As, oh no, Sobek's gonna get the pluck onto Kefri. Kefri's not even level 5 yet, and there's gonna just be mass amounts of damage here. Sobek's gonna keep the ult on him. Sobek, careful here. Achilles is gonna come in. Achilles is gonna use his ult. No, Sobek's gonna pop him away. However, Persephone's still there. We're not gonna talk about the fact Persephone just stunned Achilles. We're not gonna talk about that. But yeah, but it makes a little bit of sense to have for like a Hell to not have a whole lot of damage and again up against the Persephone early on, because it's like in order for you to do damage, you have to get close to her, and Persephone can basically just stay as like almost max distance away the entire time. As Achilles coming in, Kefri with a nice root, just not enough. And a rat coming through. So I honestly wonder if maybe the pluck on the rat might have been the good play. However, there is a fat wave over here in mid for them to clean up. as it is 2-1 in favor of Anti-Seda Gaming, and roughly a 1K gold lead, a little bit over 1K, with in favor of Seda Gaming. Now, the key for Ikea is to say, okay, hey, we've been trying to commit to stuff. We've been trying to get certain things done. We haven't been super successful in it. We've gotten a little bit of a gank. We got a cleanup kill, whatever. But it's to farm the jungle, farm the waves, farm the jungle. Don't focus too hard on trying to get a gank here, but instead say, hey, we got to keep our farm game up and get ourselves online before we allow Seda Gaming to AFK farm while we try to do big rotations. And then they're going to be online while we aren't, kind of situation. We're going to see if maybe if Ikea can make this adjustment to really, really kind of fend off Seda this game. Has level difference across the board. Kobe one level behind. Jungle is going to be one level behind. Mid laners are pretty matched up. Supports are pretty matched up. And then we're going to see Cupid ahead of Apollo because Cupid got the kill on Apollo. You're going to see kind of that scenario happen. Not only does that give Cupid a big experience gain and gold gain, you're also going to see Apollo losing farm time. So it's one of those things that's kind of a double whammy whenever you lose that way. And Ratatasker, no one's paying attention. Mulan's going to be an easy cleanup if they're paying attention. However, it looks like that she might be getting away. Persephone's there to try to keep people off. And just another interesting setup out of a Seda. Seda, not typically this aggressive in this game, really kind of popping off. Maybe it's that Ratatasker pick. They can give them that early game pressure. And now it looks like Seda's going to do their typical play of, hey, we're going to go stand on the gold fairy. You guys can come fight us on it and die if you'd like. Has a big engagement coming in here right now. Ikea with a lot to use right here. Big Persephone, Ratatasker having to use all of his utility to get away. They need to get some kind of cleanup kill. They can't allow this to just completely run away as you have 3 players with not that much HP. You should be able to pressure something or maybe pressure for the gold fairy. Do exactly what Seda does to you. Say, hey, we're going to get this gold fairy. Come fight us over it. And instead they're going to back off, which is... I think that's not quite a fatal mistake, but I do think it's a missed opportunity. Exactly what Seda Gaming does to you and everyone else. Instead, Seda Gaming now can turn around. They're going to pluck that Persephone. Persephone just going to walk around hell, interestingly enough, and she's going to be able to get herself away. Now... is there going to be somebody losing a life over here in mid? Nope. Everyone else relatively healthy. However, Seda Gaming having a pretty upright position, a little bit of a posturing position over there inside the jungle. As now everything's going to kind of reset here. Persephone pushed up a little far for the presence of Sobek, but she's going to quickly go ahead and get herself on back. Mulan might be in a bit of an awkward situation here. There's 3 people. However, seems like Ikea knows there's 3 people there. They want to go see if they can make a fight. That fight's getting pushed back onto Ikea Gaming here. Persephone with ult. It doesn't look like it was enough to keep people there. Ratatasker, Rat's gonna go back up into an ult. Persephone, you almost want to die. You almost want to ask to die here. However, the ult's gonna fall. Sobek's gonna sit on top of Persephone. There's nothing for her to do. She can do a little bit of damage to Beyond the Grave, but I just don't think it's gonna be enough in this situation. As Seda Gaming just holding W through the jungle, through all of the stuff that they have to offer in Seda Gaming. Currently pushing that lead just a little bit more. As Achilles with a nice stun, however, into a Sobek pluck. That's not going to last very long. And now, interesting enough, SMITE Gaming just going back for the wave, not going for the typically objective hungry selves. I would have thought that maybe that's the time to go for a pyro or to go for a gold fury. Maybe there's not enough people up for them to go for a gold fury. They want to make sure the whole team knows that they got it. As now I say that, maybe there's a little bit of posturing over here. As gold difference reaching up into that 6K area. As we're starting to see a little bit bigger level differences. Kucholin up 3 levels over Mulan. Ratatasker up 2 levels over Achilles. Hell up 3 levels over Persephone. Sobek up 2 levels over Kepfree, and Cupid up 3 levels over Apollo. Very large differences that we're starting to see get built up here. It's only going to get worse if Ikea doesn't figure out where they want, how they want to farm up. I mean, even over here in the solo lane, it is a 2v1, and I think Control's going to end up taking the kill still. And honestly speaking, Control might be able to turn around on Persephone and get the kill. Actually, no, Persephone's going to pop the ult, and they're going to secure the kill onto Vic. And with a little bit of disrespect, a little bit of mind games, that will be how it goes. However, is Apollo about to ult in? Where does he want to go and land? Where does he want to see it? Looks like he's going to go in on Hell, maybe? No. He's going to decide he's just going to go ahead and go back. Kepfree going for that pluck onto Hell, just not quite there yet. Kepfree, not the position I'd say you want to back at, but it's going to work out for him as they SMITE Gaming going to take her down to tier 2 on the left side. Somehow, Ratatasker finishing up a kill on Achilles. I looked away for half a second and all of a sudden there's a death. I'm not sure how that worked out. However, there's a big engagement coming in over here. Hell, not looking very healthy. Needs to be paying attention. Mulan, she said, hey, I'm going to go for it. Nice Aegis popped. However, it's not going to be enough. Hell will ultimately go down. However, there is still some kills to be had. Cupid's over there in mid. He has some chance to get it going. Mulan jumping away. She has a Kepfree ult. She's trying to stay alive. Persephone ult, not quite how you want to use that. However, it's going to get everyone out in the way. Cupid going to pop some hearts for his team, and he's going to say, hey, I want this tier 2. No, he wants to kill on Kepfree, and Kepfree's going to go down. And Cupid, absolute rampage, going to start just melting people and the towers. As Cupid's starting a little bit of a crit build, not what you typically see anymore these days, but it is still viable to a certain extent. As I have a little bit of a lag spike here. And we're back. Controlling, kind of going in on his own. Kill differential looking at 10-3, about a 10k gold differential at the 15-minute mark. This is where things start getting really, really difficult, especially whenever you're looking at the experience differences across the board. As Mulan just casually walking by Controlling, trying to get stealing farm, say, hey, I got a wave, I want to go clear really quick. Controlling, not really caring about being inside the tower. He's still gonna go and beat on Mulan as much as he can. As now, looks like there's a little bit of posturing over here towards the tier 2. Last tier 2 tower is Ratatasker ults in. That must have been an audio bug. I thought he ulted into a different place. As now, they're going to start looking at this tier 2. Interesting that they really haven't been their typical selves of just, hey, I want this, I want to get this objective, I want you to fight me on this objective. They've been far more, hey, I'm going to push every single tower down and you guys aren't going to do anything about it. However, I say that Cupid's going to go ahead and get the Pyromancer. I believe we're going to see their typical setup for a Fire Giant kill here. Honestly, at this point, give up a Phoenix, or give up a tower or two. Get the fire giant, and you could honestly kill one Phoenix and run it down to the Titan, and they probably wouldn't be able to stop you, as fire giant will go down. And was that Ikea Gaming that got that, or did I see that incorrectly? No, it was State Gaming that got it. I don't know why I thought it said Ikea Gaming got it. As Kuchola, quite literally just a moving tank. He doesn't care. He thinks he doesn't really want to have care in the world. Two people beating on him. He's just gonna keep on walking forward. Mulan gonna follow here. Kefri probably following here shortly. Kuchola gonna get out just in time. However, he's got himself a healer to keep himself up. Achilles, this isn't where you want to be positioned at all, as they might just go ahead and end you. Cupid might accidentally walk up into Achilles here, and that will be the end of Achilles here after the heart bomb detonates. Time for some Phoenixes to go down, as fire giant buff is still alive and breathing, roughly coming into a 13k gold differential at the 17-minute mark. I have to say that that SADA Gaming have had very, very dominant games so far today. They had some close ones in their semifinals match, but they are definitely showing that they are the #1 team here in the finals, as they are going to begin sieging the Phoenixes while engaged with the Titan. As now middle Phoenix is the target of him. Stobek plucking Kefri out of position. Cupid getting a little bit low. Now what you want to see is Apollo's going to fall down. With Apollo down, I don't think there's much else for them to do. I don't think that Persephone has the damage output that they need. And Cupid is gonna let the enemy team Ikea know, hey, I don't really care about your emote laughing and emoting at me. We're gonna emote laugh on you, as I'm gonna go ahead and burn your Titan to the ground. And that'll be it. GG SADA Gaming, claiming the first place in the first 5v5 conquest tournament hosted by GGtoor.